now because I'm watching Real Housewives. But 10 minutes ago on Cops, they were chasing this dude down the street and he had a mullet. It was awesome. Oh, and I got this buddy. He works at the police station. He just set it up so my phone gets live video coverage from their interrogation room. Totally illegal, right? Oh, looks like they just brought in some guy for questioning. Check it out.
Sheldon, you're on X. Mind if we call you Sheldon?
Why am I here?
We'll ask the question, Sheldon. Now, you're living at 34 Maple Hill Road.
I am?
Paying down your mortgage on time?
Yeah.
That's what it says here. And I also see that you're a respected middle school teacher who on weekends works at Crazytown Chocolate. Crazytown's chocolate truffle supplier. Kimball here loves chocolate truffles. Quite the pristine record you got there, Sheldon. Strong work ethic, well-liked by coworkers, zero truffle theft.
I guess.
So to sum up, you're a guy who works hard, pays his bills, teaches kids, and doesn't steal from work even while surrounded by chocolate. Tell me, Sheldon, anything wrong with this picture?
I don't think so.
You sure about that?
I'm sorry?
You sure about that?
Is she saying something?
You sure about that, huh?
Hey, take it easy, Kimball. Walk it off. Now listen up, Sheldon. I'll cut to the chase. You're considerate, you're benevolent, and overall, you're just a good guy. We're here to tell you it has to stop.
I don't know if I'll. Did I commit a crime?
Section 8, subsection 12.
Let's see. Resolved that for at least 20% of every day, each citizen of Crazytown must act like a total jerk face.
That means you're required by law to be inconsiderate, self-centered, and generally obnoxious 20% of the time. The national average is 59. You, my friend, are at 0.
And you thought you could get away with it.
I don't understand. Why is that a law?
Why? It's simple, Sheldon. You make the rest of us look bad.
Real bad.
We've surveyed you for months now, and I'm sorry to say your behavior has gotten better and better. For starters, we've got multiple examples of financial impropriety. Kimball, give them a taste.
March 6th. Sheldon Grimes isn't charged for his Mr. Pitt and notifies Arby's cashier of a mistake. June 8th. Sheldon Grimes receives somebody else's $6,000 tax credit and notifies the IRS of a mistake. October 12th. Sheldon Grimes plasters Exhibit K all over town. I got some advice for you, buddy. Keep the freaking wallet.
Now listen up. My partner here had his way. He booked you for the maximum sentence, which is, of course, 50 years. Hard time.
It is?
I know. Way too lenient.
But the new mayor's big on rehabilitation, so we have to fix this right here, right now. Joey, send him in. Brace yourself. This will get ugly.
Sheldon, meet Ricky, the biggest jerk in town.
I just farted.
It's a pro.
So who's this piece of work?
Ricky, meet Sheldon, a real decent guy.
You make me sick.
We need you to whip this piece of work into shape.
Yeah, let's do it quick, because I gotta leave my dog's poo on the sidewalk.
All right, let's start with a voicemail from September 8th. Hey, Joey, play back Exhibit C.
Hi Mom, it's Sheldon. Just checking in to see how everything's going with Dad. And to let you know, I'll be stopping by on Tuesday to water the plants. I love you both very much.
Let the record show that this voicemail would have been a Class B misdemeanor even if it was for your own parents. But it was for your in-laws. You see, Sheldon, most people treat their parents or in-laws with a respectable level of disdain, or at the very least indifference. That's just human nature. Now pay close attention. Ricky here's going to show you how to leave a proper voicemail. Ricky, here's ours.
First things first, your mom was so fat, she called herself the equator. Second, here's how the voicemail should have gone. Mom, Dad, send money.
That was beautiful.
All right, next up, here's your last bank statement. Read this.
A $50 donation to the Red Cross.
And why would you do that?
The hurricane?
This guy.
What?
That's not how you help disaster victims, Sheldon.
It's not?
Ricky, tell me, if you want to help disaster victims, you
Retweet a Kardashian.
I follow.
and you.
Oh man, you are a piece of work.
Please, Ricky, tell him how it's done.
Anytime something bad happens, you don't show emotion, you don't help with the relief side.
Then what do you do?
You wait for a Kardashian to post a frowny face, and you hit retweet, civic duty done.
And yesterday, after the Red Sox won, reports showed you were respectful of Yankee fans.
No!
Did you bug my home?
Arlene informed me it's your 6-year-old niece.
Caitlin?
Agent Parker, yes. After the game, she covertly recorded this.
Good game, everyone. I'm just so happy it was an exciting competition, that none of the players were injured. Would anyone like more salsa?
Also, not captured on the recording, comforting hugs.
Come on!
Criminal psychologists call this condition MWS, or modest winner syndrome. Now, the only known cure for MWS is intense training. So, Ricky here's going to show you exactly what you need to do. Ricky, for this part, we're really going to need your F game.
My whole life has led up to this moment. Oh, not
Now listen up, Sheldon. If you want to walk out of here, your conduct has to reach new depths. We're talking at least half Ricky's level. We would never insist on full Ricky. Full Ricky is just too much work for one man.
Unless that man is Ricky.
In short, we need you to walk out of here less Sheldon and more Sheldon.
Detective, is turning into a jerk the only option? I'd rather be a good person.
Plan B is prison.
Okay, let's try plan A.
Oh, you heard the name, Ricky. Make your magic.
Alright, listen close, because I only say this once. I gotta save my voice for a loud phone call at the movies.
I'll do my best.
What's that?
I won't let you down.
Sheldon?
Your mother is relatively large.
Nailed it. Okay, scenario number 1. Your friend Stan and his wife invite you to a party. What are you gonna bring?
Homemade potato salad.
Nope.
Whole Foods potato salad.
Nope.
Going to plant Whole Foods macaroni salad, huh?
Come on, Sheldon. Think like Ricky, baby. What are you gonna bring to Stan's party?
Stan's bitter ex-wife.
There you go. Scenario number 2, scenario number 2, scenario number 2.
Oh, I get it. It's because of the inherited toilet humor.
Alright, that's nice. Scenario number 3. You're at your nephew's Pee Wee hockey game. What you gonna drink?
Iced tea.
Come on.
Sorry, I forgot. A beer.
Better.
A Four Loko.
Almost there.
8 Four Locos.
There you go. Oh, and when the ref makes a bad call,
I ask him to be more reasonable.
Sheldon,
Right. I yell at him.
getting warmer.
I punch him in the groin.
There it is.
Sheldon.
Well, fellas, my work is done here, and I gotta go get my Hummer stretched across 4 handicap spots.
You are really despicable.
Thank you.
Alright, now for the moment of truth. Sheldon Grimes, are you ready to rejoin society, but this time a little more like every other jerk?
Detective, I've got 3 words for you. I just farted.
And we're back.
Now for the latest on the apocalypse, we bring you live to Kevin getting from the couch.
It's a futon.
Kevin, what can you tell us about your state-of-the-art apocalypse machine?
Well, it's quite sophisticated. This wire here runs through this over here, which goes through over here, which connect to the Bible.
Kevin, any word yet the apocalypse is soon upon us?
No.
Thanks, Kevin. We'll check back with you later in the broadcast.
Next up, according to some scientists in long white lab coats, we found a groundbreaking new way to cut down on cavities. Our own Olivia Flossboss filed this report. Olivia. So, let me tell you about myself. Alright, remarkable, Olivia. And now a word from our sponsor.
Hey, honey.
I want a divorce. AT&T, never miss a call.
And we're back.
Turning to Crazytown politics, the election race is heating up faster than you can say McCain-Feingold Bipartisan Reform Act.
McCain-Feingold Bipartisan Reform Act.
Even faster than that.
McCain-Feingold Bipartisan Reform Act.
Precisely that fast.
Wow.
Now for an exclusive analysis on the latest polls, we take you live to Brody Pullman with the state-of-the-art touchscreen of technology.
Thanks, Jim. Here at WLMG Action, we great pride. We're at the forefront of innovation, and that's why we're the only Crazytown news station with this new touchscreen of technology. Jim may have mentioned it is world-class, but it's also state-of-the-art. Now watch closely. Double tap here to zoom in on voters on 8th District and drag and drop. It's broken. That's not presidential debate.
Greetings and welcome to the Crazytown Elementary School Presidential Debate. I'm Sophie from Miss Brady's class and will serve as your moderator. Today's debate will be structured in a town hall format with questions posed by you, the students. Now please join me in welcoming the candidates for your student presidents, Eddie Brentwood and Caitlin Parker. Welcome to you both. Let's get right to it with the questions for fellow students, who have each given us their name and a little something about themselves. The first question comes from Brian Kuda, who is afraid of the dark, but still feels that zombies are awesome.
If you could describe your candidacy in 3 words, what would those 3 words be?
Before we get started, I'd like to thank the Crazytown Election Commission, the entire student body, and my opponent, but I'm sure will be a constructive, illuminating conversation. If I could describe my candidacy in 3 words, I would do so as follows. For too long, our student body is divided into factions of have and have-nots, but under my leadership, all students have an equal opportunity to achieve their dreams.
Before we get started, I'd like to thank the Crazytown Elementary Election Commission, the entire student body, and my opponent for what I'm sure will be an illuminating, constructive conversation. Finally, I'd like to thank the Tooth Fairy, someone my opponent did not thank, presumably because she is not a true believer. Finally, I will comply with Brian's 3-word limit and describe my candidacy as follows. My goals include.
The second question comes from Don Francisco, who this one time saw a PG-13 movie while his parents weren't home.
I love tater tots. What's your stance on tater tots? To reiterate, I really love tater tots.
An excellent question, Don. As you can see, over the last decade, school lunches have seen a disturbing decline in overall quantity of tots. I pledge to reinstate the legislation known as a ladder tots, which requires by law that all lunch trays adhere to my PPPP plan. Ladies and gentlemen, these are difficult times, but I will win the war on taterism.
Look, I'm not going to be around the potato bush. Tater tots fall at 99.4%. That's a higher approval rating than ice cream trucks. In other words, if you hate tots, then you hate America. And I don't hate America. I mean, unless it's opposite day. Wait, is it opposite day?
It is not opposite day.
Then I love America. The point is, the more tots, the better, of course. But do we honestly believe we need more cafeteria bureaucracy? In my administration, I will repeal, Under my administration, you'll say goodbye to big government lunches and say, hey, what's up, to putting the power in your hands. Want to bring a wheelbarrow tots? Do it. That's what freedom looks like. Because folks, it's time we put behind the days of cardboard grade pizza, half-thawed green beans, and worst of all, and I hesitate to use the N-word, milk. Instead, we, the people, can decide what's for lunch. Be it corn dog Lunchables, and especially, and this is the most important of all, fruit by the foot.
The next question comes from Brendan Seiler, whose career goals include Batman.
Girls are gross.
Thank you, Brendan. Not only did I thank you for asking the question, but also for not being a stupid girl. Girls are indeed gross, and that will always be the case, no matter what my big brother Jim says. Which is why on day 1 of my administration, I will appeal the council's short-sighted verdict against awesome girls versus silly boys.
Yet again, my opponent is on the wrong side of history. Awesome Girls is Silly Boys is my generation's most influential ruling, which is why I throw my full support behind it and ensure the CDC eradicates every shade of cootie because of punitive damages pursuant to the yanking of pigtails.
That's outrageous! Pigtail yanking rights has been in the place since the day of our forefathers. You take that away, what next? Our water balloons? You can take my water balloons away when you prime them for my cold, wet hands.
We'll need to move on to the next question.
Sophia, before we do, I'd like to point out that my opponent is a girl, and therefore, by transitive property of gender, totally gross.
And I'd like to point out that my opponent is a boy. In a couple years, he'll do a total 180 and try and impress me with some cheap cologne, while I reject him for selling with a driver's license and stubble.
I'm sorry, we have to move on. The next question comes from Alicia Buck, who drew this picture all by herself. On the growing opinion that Timmy should take a shower.
That's a fine question. I think this topic is a bipartisan one, and now I speak for both candidates when I say that Timmy should very much definitely take a shower.
We don't agree on much, but we can come together for this issue because, simply put, Timmy smells terrible.
And for our next question, we turn to our Twitter feed. @ChunkyMonkey12 asks, Yo trolls, toad slugs, bravo, DM me with pics, #YOLO. Well, that was a waste of time. Our next question comes from Amelia Winston, who recently got mustard on his shirt.
In recent months, there has been some debate as to the veracity of the holiday icon known as Santa Claus. Where do you stand?
An excellent question, Amelia. But first, let's be clear. Santa is real, irrefutably real. He forms the very bedrock of both our belief system and our candy-based economy. Nevertheless, it's time for serious reform on all things Kringle. His jolly demeanor notwithstanding, Mr. Claus outsources hundreds of good American jobs overseas to his North Pole sweatshops that violate our entire compendium of elven labor laws. And his reindeer power and aerial transports, both unsanctioned and blatantly PETA non-compliance. And with the growing obesity epidemic, to ignore his impudent disregard of the food pyramid, with milk and cookies alone, he exceeds the daily liquid value of saturated fat by 5,000%. Mr. Claus is real, yes, but he is and has never been too big to fail.
A vote for Kalen is a vote against free toys.
The next question comes from Larry Hartley, whose favorite candy is all candy.
We live in a difficult time with difficult challenges. With that in mind, how many jumbo marshmallows can you fit in your mouth?
5.
6.
The next question comes from Edie Ringo, who really loves horses.
I'm always picked last for kickball. Under your administration, will I ever be picked not last?
Edie, you raise a critical point. How can we as a recess community flourish if we don't lend a helping hand to the Edie? Under my leadership, kickball routes will be automatically selected by advanced computer algorithm, aka science, which will ensure that everyone gets to be picked first. Everyone.
Well, where I'm from, that kind of talk is called hogwash, or malarkey, or stupid dum-dum pants. Some people are just awful at kickball. And things would be different if we were in Russia playing communism ball. But we're in America playing kickball. And in America, do we pick LeBron James last in the NBA draft? No, because that would be stupid dum-dum pants. We'll always pick LeBron James first in the NBA draft, like we'll always pick Jenny Freeman first in kickball. Why? Because Jenny Freeman is the best at at kicking the ball.
Whose helping husband was a robot that looked totally real?
What's your thoughts on school spirit, cuz? I got spirit, yes I do. I got spirit, how about you?
That's a fine question. If anybody has school spirit, it's me. And as you know, our school mascot is the Northern Elephant Seal, as I proudly display here on my lapel. Folks, as I look around the rest of the student body, I say so much school pride, and oh my gosh, I just now realized that my opponent does not wear a lapel pin. How fascinating. I guess school pride isn't in for everyone.
Isn't it compelling that my opponent must overcompensate with outward appearance because of an inner lack of school spirit? It isn't what's on the outside, it's what's on the inside that counts. And by inside, I'm of course referring to Northern Elephant Seal's handkerchief, which I keep inside my pocket. And it is noticeably larger than my opponent's lapel pin.
Folks, we know school pride isn't just about size, but about quantity. Not only do I have this lapel pin, but another 10 right here.
I have so much school pride, Northern Elephant Seal is my middle name. And I mean that literally, as my name has been legally changed to Caitlin Northern Elephant Seals Parker.
Ladies and gentlemen, my ringtone.
While my opponent has valiant efforts, I'm sorry. Alas, my opponent just played the call of the Western Elephant Seal. The Northern Elephant Seal actually sounds like...
Okay, while I can appreciate my opponent's well-executed thing, it will not be comparison because she did not use the traditional crane neck stem flipping motion like that.
While I can appreciate my opponent's valiant effort and impression, it will pale in comparison to the real thing. Stand, bring on the seal! What's that? Seriously. Oh. Folks, while the live Northern Elephant Seal that I captured from the wild this morning is now unable to join us, he'll always be right here, which is, if you remember, where I keep a handkerchief. Seal pride.
Let the record show that my opponent just murdered a seal.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached in today's debate, which means it's time for closing statements. Caitlin, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sophia. My fellow Northern Elephant Seals, when you sit down and really think, what qualities do you want in a leader? Do you want a me-first melodramaniac whose entire Get Out the Vote campaign that only revolves around cupcake bribes, but triple chocolate cupcake bribes? Or do you want a candidate who drinks out of the water fountain in that weird way where they stick their entire mouth on the fountain? Or do you want a leader who leads using leadership? The choice is in your hands, your tiny, underdeveloped hands.
Eddie, your closing statement?
I'll put a snow cone machine in every class.
And with that, we've reached the end of today's debate. On behalf of the entire student body, I'd like to thank both candidates for a highly informative conversation. May the best candidate win! With that being said, since all past elections have been decided on who put more marshmallows in their mouth, congratulations to our productive new president, Eddie Grantwood.
And we're back.
Breaking news today in the world of fashion. Plaid is in, denim is out, extra black is the new black. Also putting out, bikini while pregnant. Ding, 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 ding.
You know what that bell sound is? It's the WOMG dinner bell, which means I've got a question for our viewers. Who's hungry?
Jim, does that mean what I think it means?
It should, since you've been working here for years and ought to know by now.
I was being rhetorical.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I.
It means that it's time for Cook or Be Cooked with our very own Sergeant Chickenfoot.
Thanks, Jim. I'm here with the world-renowned gourmet chef, Jeremiah Crockpot. That's right. Now, I've been told you're going to prepare a special treat for us today. It's actually called Bag of Chips. Wonderful. So now you're going to show us how to prepare this exotic delicacy.
First, you start with this, and then you do this.
Babs, in my house, I would not be able to handle that recipe. See, little Miss Wifey does all the cooking.
Because you're a loathsome misogynist.
And how?
Breaking news. There's now been a nuclear warhead found on the Crazytown plane platform. I'm now being informed it's actually a half-eaten chicken sandwich.
We now check back with our apocalypse expert, Kevin O'Gay. Kevin, anything you need to report?
No.
Thanks, Kevin. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Have you hit financial rock bottom? I am flat broke. Crazytown Casinos, where winning is mathematically possible. Yay!
And we're back. Now, for the latest on your world of boxing, we take you live to our short sport and our very own Carl Muffintop, or the man we lovingly refer to as the heavyweight champ.
Jim, I'm very self-conscious about my weight.
All right, Carl.
And the sport isn't about boxing.
All right, Carl.
And my name's Frank.
All right, Carl.
The world of golf was rocked when 10-time world champion Panther Strokes made a whole entire 24 hours without cheating on his wife. And the world of baseball was rocked when some guy scored without performance-enhancing drugs. And the world of professional ping pong was rocked when they actually discovered there was such thing as professional ping pong. Now live exclusive to some other sports thing.
Good afternoon and welcome to our live broadcasted matchup for Golden Wayne, the championship showdown between future Hall of Famer Donald Baxter and rookie sensation Michelle Felton. I'm Merv Johnson, and here to my right is my partner in crime, Tim Bixby. Tim?
I've literally got goosebumps. Feel my arm.
Those are indeed literal goosebumps. Let's move to the starting lineups with our public address announcer.
Crazytown, make some noise! A high creep in Syracuse. He's a grown man with a wife and 2 kids, but still plays video games. Donald Baxter! At 5'4" from Kentucky, she's still single due to her fear of commitment and over-reliance on hair care products and an irrational fear of the cute and fuzzy. Michelle Felton!
And away we go.
It's all about which player establishes themselves first. But we both know how explosive these two can be, and how this game can turn like this.
As if on cue, Donald Baxter was the first move. What move it was.
Baxter loves the search, John, and today is no different.
And so far, Felton has simply not responded. And another strong move from Donald Baxter.
Is that what I think it is?
It is indeed a Tostito scoop. And here comes Baxter with a double. No, a triple dip. How often do you see that?
Wow, Merv, this could really get ugly.
Out of nowhere, phone, just accepts Felton's attention. What a move by the inanimate object.
Felton's divided focus can only mean one thing, Merv. Fantasy.
My goodness. Baxter and Felton continue to battle, with Felton gaining ground. Oh, rejected.
Get that out of here. Felton still can't believe it. He's still hanging out to dry.
Oh no, is he going to? I think he might. Donald Baxter pretends he is stretching.
Wow, this could... How quickly the tables can turn. Baxter lost the upper hand.
And the pun is not intended.
It's not looking...
And it is not looking good for Baxter, who now appears to be drifting off into a cat nap. Tim, now I've seen that.
And here's where the rookie specialists come into play. Because the aging veteran is simply unconscious.
The open mouth will not be denied.
Felton loves to catch your opponent sleeping.
And the bowl is on the head.
There goes Felton's signature move. The Fiesta Bowl.
What's this? Could it be? It could. Donald Baxter just got Instagram.
That will sting.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are tied. What an astonishing comeback by Michelle Felton.
No question about it, Merv. And in these seconds, we'll see which player turns out to be a loser, and which player also turns out to be a loser.
10 seconds on the clock. It's a game on the line. Here comes the final play. Oh, yes, yes. Oh my goodness, this is the greatest game I have ever seen. At least since last week.
What a finish, Merv. This is the happiest day of my life.
Not so fast, Tim. I do believe we have a challenge flag.
Oh boy. Here we go. The officials have to review the final sequence.
Good God, Miss Molly.
Let's hope the chest bump's clean.
Wait a second. Did they even make contact? May be too close to call. Let's watch that again. This time in Crazytown Censorship Society super slow motion. Oh, they cannot connect. We are going to overtime.
No question about it, Merv. This game will come down to a sudden death verbal shootout, where each player will speak actual words to each other. This will be riveting.
Here we go.
Hey, what time is it?
4.
Oh my goodness, it's over, it's over. Felton speaks fewer words and therefore comes away with a stunning overtime victory. The greatest comeback of all time ends with a word in one. A word in one. Do you believe in miracles that shouldn't be considered miracles because they're actually pretty insignificant?
No question about it. No question about it.
Well, folks, we have just witnessed the apex of greatness. Everything in life from here on out will be a depressing, bitter disappointment. But don't change that channel. Up next, a replay of the game you just saw. Tim and I will certainly be watching. Good night.
And we're back.
In entertainment news, a new study reveals that celebrities do stuff like normal people do, like walking dogs, grocery shopping, or getting fat.
Now for the latest on your ride home from work, we take you live to our Eye in the Sky traffic copter with Tabitha Speed Bump. Tabitha. Come on, not again, not again. Come on. Sometimes I like to,
The Eye in the Sky traffic copter has landed here at the airport to refuel, so I can't really see anything, but according to my iPhone, there's a little bit of traffic.
Thanks, Tabitha. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Pants Incorporated. Buy pants.
And we're back.
Now for the newest segment, Michael on Music. We bring you live to our music correspondent, Josh. What do you got for us, Josh? That was Josh with Michael on Music.
Now for our second news segment, Crazytown Corner, here's Gretchen Reporter Face.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks,
reporter base, and welcome to the Crazytown Corner. Here at the Crazytown Corner, we take an in-depth look at some of our town's most beloved institutions. Tonight's profile, the Crazytown Censorship Society. You may know the Crazytown Censorship Society for their famous lawsuit against the Nature Channel's unapologetic footage of bird nudity. But rest assured, bird nudity is only the tip of the Crazytown Censorship Society iceberg. Let's take a sneak peek into one of their captivating monthly meetings.
Thanks to George and his thrilling slideshow on how Dr. Seuss is slowly destroying America. That was one unforgettable hour and 40 minutes. Now, a friendly reminder here, membership dues to without the Crazytown Censorship Society would cease to exist. And now for tonight's keynote presentation, which you've all been waiting for, from the good people at Corporation Incorporated.
Good evening, Crazytown Censorship Society members, and on behalf of Tammy, myself, and the entire Corporation Incorporated family, thank you for having us.
So far, and I have heard a great deal of concern about the erosion of family values. But worry no further, because Shelley and I are mere minutes away from answering your prayers.
Because we're about to introduce a product so useful and so life-changing, we know you'll be satisfied, which is why we offer a 30-hour money-back guarantee.
But let's not delay. Shelley, if you will.
Throughout history, Americans have yearned for three things. 1,
put a man on the moon.
2,
and hunger.
And 3,
do see there without all the dirty parts.
Let's review. Moon, check. Hunger, close enough. But producing plays without all the R-rated garbage, that challenge has eluded us for generations.
Until now.
Until now, indeed. Because Corporation Incorporated has developed a breathtaking new product, scientifically proven by science, to be the perfect tool for any family-friendly theater. Introducing the Play Purifier.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Allow me to present you a scenario, Tammy. Imagine you're a director.
Okay.
And you're directing the David Mamet play Glengarry Glen Ross, but it's just filled with ugly words.
Oh, goodness.
Now, in this town, if an actor curses, your directing career is over. So, what do?
Choose to play by David Mamet and without cursing?
A fine idea, but no.
Choose to play by David Ryder.
Wrong again. The play you'll direct is David Mamet's Glengarry Glen Ross.
But how?
With the Play Purifier, a sophisticated computer algorithm that automatically censors every offensive word.
I don't understand.
Well, Tammy, you know the saying, actions speak louder than dirty words.
It's my favorite saying.
So I will show you exactly what happens after a play is treated with the Play Purifier. Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you David Mamet, 100% sanitized.
You made the deposit?
Last week, sure. I think so.
You think so?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure.
You're pretty sure? You're pretty sure? You know what, Jim? You're a son of a gun. You hear me? A son of a gun. This was your boo-boo, Jim, and like all boo-boos, it's gonna hurt like another trucker.
Rick, come on.
This is pure waste. You lost 10 grand in poopy pants. You're a jerk.
It was amazing.
Tammy, it only gets amazinger. The Play Purifier doesn't just clean foul language, it has literally tens of other uses.
Tens?
Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard of William Shakespeare?
No.
Neither had I, until I was informed he's a writer of some local renown. But I'll tell you, Tammy, renown or no renown, we receive 2, sometimes 3 letters every decade expressing concern that this Shakespeare includes violence in his plays.
Violence?
That was my exact reaction. Which is why we will show these good people how the... Which is why we will show these good people how the Play Purifier can purify Romeo and Juliet.
Thou dost not excuse the injuries done to me. Therefore, turn and drop.
Oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk?
What wouldst thou have with me?
Nothing, good king of cats. But one of your 9 lives.
I am for you.
A plague on both your houses.
That was so intense.
It only gets better, Tammy. It only gets much, much better.
I have a question.
Yes, Tammy?
So, can this product do anything about a scene where the bloody violence has already occurred offstage, but is still some bloody accident on stage?
It's possible Tammy is referring to the Greek drama Medea, in which the title character appears with her 2 young children she's just murdered.
I have always been anti-child murder.
Now, Tammy, you and I both know that nobody wants to even think about double infanticide.
Don't tell me this product is double infanticide.
If I didn't tell you, Tammy, I'd be withholding the truth, which may very well be tantamount to lying. And lying is not what America is about. America is about truth and freedom and making sure that no one is ever offended by anything ever. Which is why we will show these good people how the play purifier can automatically transform Medea from worthless trash into pure dramatic gold.
Remove the bar on the door at once so I may see my dead sons and their murderer. That woman unto whom I shall exact my revenge.
Why are you trying to find the bodies? The one who killed them. Stop trying. If you want something from me, then say so. But you'll never have it in your grasp.
That was beautiful. Now, I know some of you may be thinking, what about vegans?
I was just thinking, what about vegans?
Well, don't you fret, because the play purifier is always a step ahead.
Remove the bar on the door at once so I may see my dead sons and their murderer.
Incredible. Now, Shelley, can this product do anything about, how shall I say, nighttime activities?
Good question, Tammy. Some plays contain graphic scenes involving nudity and the act of premarital bedtime intimacy, which is not only totally gross, but inaccurate, since according to a recent study, only 1% of Americans even hold hands before marriage.
Get a room.
Let's watch as the play purifier transforms the play Frankie and Johnny and the Claire de Lune into something that people can watch.
Oh,
Oh, my Johnny.
that's right, yes.
Oh,
Oh.
you got it. It was like I was watching the original production.
It's the miracle of the play purifier.
Is there any problem this product can't fix?
I'm glad you asked, Tammy. Have you ever had problems with drugs?
Have I?
Well, don't worry, because the play purifier can turn such problems into solutions. No longer will audiences even have to think about the scourge of drugs. To demonstrate, we'll show a clip from the play This Is Our Youth. Let's watch.
I can't believe you stole all that cash from your dad. What are you going to do next?
I don't know.
I got something.
What?
Some blue.
Yeah? Is it any good?
How about you tell me? Some strong blue, huh?
Yeah.
Hand it over.
In the 90s, the world was taken by storm by an award-winning musical called Rent. Rent covers a number of issues, including sex, drug use, violence, strippers, gays, lesbians, bisexuals, transvestites, homelessness, suicide, and AIDS.
But are there curse words?
Hundreds.
There's no way this product can help that train wreck.
Ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the musical sensation Rent, completely free of offensive material. uncorrected eyes, the play purifier is the answer to all your theatrical needs.
Well, I know I'm ready to buy, and I hope you are too.
Good night, everyone. God bless. But most of all, we accept some major credit cards.
And we're back.
Thanks, old man.
Really? Yeah, alright, go ahead. It's all. I don't care. Alright. Now, we are going. Alright, so it's about 1/2 past, and we have run out of time to cover the following stories, such as the world will run out of oxygen by midnight. Several zombies have risen from our local cemeteries, and the Chicago Cubs